Welcome back for another video. In today's video we'll be running through how the team's set to line up for Gameweek 35. It's a short turnaround as we look ahead to a Saturday deadline. If you missed the Gameweek 35 players to buy video, make sure you give that a watch as well. It'll be on screen at the end. Before we get into it, here's how I'm lined up on SoRare this game week. 2 changes made with Son and McAllister coming in. Slightly risky, but I have sold Matoma and Isak and captaining Son to try and win a limited card again. One of my favourite things about SoRare is you can play how you want, whether it's collecting cards, winning mini leagues, or trying to win cards via differentials like Captain Son. I do wonder how differently FPL would be played each week if it had better prizes like SoRare. Some of the prizes are unbelievable. If you haven't seen the vlog of the £15,000 ticket for Arsenal v Chelsea, I strongly recommend that as well. One of the funnest videos I've recorded. Click the link below to play for free and to join the Focal mini league. So starting with a quick reflect back on Gameweek 34. The free hit was used with some highs and lows. First of all, the positives. The decision was made to get Van Dijk rather than Robertson, because Robertson had been benched in his last 2 double game weeks in the second fixture. It happened again and Van Dijk kept a clean sheet. The other fine margin call was Diaz or Ederson. In the end, Diaz was the right call and Ederson unexpectedly benched for his second game. A real troll for those who bought him. Looked like the safest route into the City defence, only for them to keep a clean sheet without him. KDB was the even bigger troll. This one a real frustration because in Pep's press conference he said everyone was fine except Ake. Based solely on that presser, I went for KDB off the back of his 19-pointer, only for him not to make the squad in both games. To make matters worse, I undoubtedly would have had Fernandes or Mahrez, who both smashed it. Captain Salah outscored Haaland, which was awesome as well. In the end, not much between the two, with Haaland scoring 16 and Salah scoring 18, so everyone won. Looking back, the real winners were the Gameweek 32 free hitters. There was a week where I already had 11 players, so it felt unnecessary to free hit, but the team would have scored exceptionally well if I had. Anyway, 4 game weeks to go, so let's crack on with the Gameweek 35 team. I've got some fun potential transfers in mind, more on that at the end. In goal is Steele, who's home to Everton this week. If you've got the players to buy video already, he's top in the league for projected points over the rest of the season on FPL review, of course due to having the extra fixture over anyone else. Brighton are second on the clean sheet odds this week, given a 47% chance. The back 3 is Trent, Trippier and Zinchenko. It feels like an iffy defence this week besides Trent. Again, reflecting back on the season, it's funny that when the $7.5 mil price tag was announced, we were all sure they'd made a massive mistake with Trent after scoring 208 points last season. It seemed way too low. Maybe they got lucky or maybe it was good judgment. He's finally hit form anyway, and after Gameweek 34 he's got double-digit assists again for the season, which is incredible, the 4th time in his career already. Trippier a big disappointment recently, and once again last week off the bench for De Bruyne, conceding once to bottom of the league Southampton. It's hard not to imagine Arsenal scoring here. From an FPL perspective, a 0-0 would be the best case scenario, but realistically the best hope for points would be an attacking return. Zinchenko's come off around the 70-minute mark in 2 of the last 3 games, which I actually don't mind as there is the potential for a bank clean sheet early. This game week Arsenal have been given just a 23.5% chance of a clean sheet. We've got the double defence of Gabriel, who might leave the team this week, in which case Zinchenko would drop to the bench. The midfield is Mitoma, March, Salah, Rashford and Martinelli. Slightly concerning for De Zerbi to bench Mitoma and McAllister in the first game and March in the second. And the team were pretty much unaffected in the Wolves game, winning 6-0. If anything, they played even better than many performances this season. 1 point each across the board for the Brighton mids in that game, have marched off early as well. Nonetheless, I do think that the best Brighton triple up for the run-in is March, Mitoma and Steele, so very happy to have the right 3 in my eyes. Continuing the trend of recent game weeks, we're going to have fun with the captaincy again and take some punts when possible. So it's Captain Salah of course, who else? Playing home again, and he's netted in his last 7 home games in a row, 8 goals and 2 assists over that run. Liverpool definitely the other informed team right now with 5 wins on the bounce, much like Man City. Man United have 4 wins and a draw in their last 5, in good form as well, and it does feel a bit light in this team of Man United assets as we approach the double game week 37, with Rashford the only one right now. It's tricky to find room for Bruno, who I do really want, and it might have to be the sacrifice of Salah, though he is home to Villa in game week 37. Not a transfer I need to make this week, but given the decent double game week and Fulham home in 38, I'm conscious to load up if possible. Martinelli is a potential transfer out this week. Was at the game and was surprised to see him benched. I expected Trossard to start, but thought it might be Jesus that missed out. Arsenal were excellent though, and Arteta may want to keep things as they are. More on the transfer plans in a second. The front 2 is Haaland and Watkins. Expecting everyone to pile in on Haaland captain again this week, so it could absolutely murder my rank once again, but the plan is to just play for fun in the final 4 game weeks. That said, Man City do have the early kickoff, so there's a chance we get some early news. Whatever your views are on leaks, it has become part of the game for better or worse, and although in my case I'm on captain Salah regardless, there's certainly an edge to be gained by those on Haaland captain if there's news he doesn't start. The only reason he might not start is because of the Real Madrid game on Tuesday, so it could be a fixture where Pep fancies them to get a result without him starting. Might all depend on the availability of Alvarez and De Bruyne more than anything. So Watkins completes the 11. We talked a bit about him in the players to buy video. The fixtures are turning for Villa, and Gameweek 36 looks like a prime opportunity to gamble on selling after the Wolves game. Particularly given the double game week for Newcastle that week, where Isak and Wilson might be temptations for many managers. On the bench it's Raya, Isak, Gabriel and Botman. Gabriel was subbed off early last match, which is a concern, but either way double Arsenal defence is a bit overkill, so there's a chance that he leaves the team. So let's move on to the transfer plans. This one will depend on early news. If there is any news that Mahrez, Grealish or even Foden start, then I'm on board with taking a punt for them and placing Martinelli. For a -4, I also have the option to sell Gabriel for Diaz. Defender and goalkeeper hits are rarely worth it, but it does get me ahead of the curve. I'm already on triple Brighton and Newcastle, so I could roll the transfer in 36 when they double, and then attack double Gameweek 37 with 2 transfers banked. I'd look at Bruno and Shaw, perhaps with those 2 transfers. If there is no news, then Gabriel to Diaz will be the likely solo move, and then it's a choice between starting Martinelli and Isak. For now it's Martinelli, but neither guaranteed to start. Let me know how you got on in Gameweek 34 and what your plans are for 35. Make sure you subscribe for that deadline stream. Any Man City leaks and news will be covered. See you soon for the next one.